Okay, this is Lando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this video is something which occurs often when people are looking for work, when qualified people are looking for work. You know what happened to me over the years? You go for a job, you think you're perfect for the job, you can do the job, no problems, but people come back and say you're overqualified for the job. And especially if you need the job, if you need the money, you're like, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Why? You don't understand the issue. Well, you know what? As time goes on, I've understood the issue, and the issue's been explained to me multiple times, and I see the issue. And I can see where people can be overqualified for jobs. Let me put this into context in a few ways. You know what? As I said, it's happened to me over the years. It can be very, very frustrating, especially if you need the money. You think the job's good for you, it can be a good career move, etc. You can start you going places, but you're not going to get the door open because people are telling you you're overqualified. Again, put it into context. I've gone for jobs over the years, and the people doing the interviewing, the people that own the companies, the recruiters, etc., didn't really seem the sharpest of people to me. And to be honest with you, after the fact, when I looked at it, looked at the situations, looked at the jobs, they're not the sharpest of people. But you know what? They're the ones doing the recruiting. When you're dealing with small security companies, and this is prevalent in the close protection business, a lot of people are lucky to get the jobs. A lot of people bullshit their way into getting close protection contracts, etc. And a lot of times those people are not really qualified to have those jobs. I know people in corporate positions that have got way too much responsibility for their, I'd say, brain power, but they're in those positions. They're in the corporate world. They're liked. They manage to snake their way into the positions. Well, it's not snake their way. It's the corporate world. They're in the corporate world, so they get those positions. And then they're hiring and firing other people. A lot of people, and this comes down to insecurity, if nothing else, will not hire people that are more qualified than they are. And this happens a lot in the security business, especially in the close protection business. Somebody will get a close protection job, usually, they get a close protection job, and the only people they're going to bring on board or they're going to hire are those that are not a threat to them. Why? They don't want to be hiring people that know more than them, that are more qualified than them, and might impress the client more than them, and the client will go with them in the future and get rid of the person that has the contract. I've said this in other videos. When hiring people, you got to be thinking, are those people actually going to be going after your contracts and trying to steal your clients, which is a big thing in the close protection business, investigations business, big thing in business. So this is where a lot of people will not hire people that are more qualified than they are due to, one, insecurities, and also they're thinking that person's going to be taking their jobs, etc. So again, that's one point. The other point, when I was working for other companies, I don't work for other people these days, thankfully. When I was in London, I was freelancing for about 3 or 4 different companies. And I remember one of the companies had a good static position come up. You know what, when you're freelancing, sometimes the thought of having regular hours, a regular paycheck is like a godsend. But I said to this company, yeah, I wouldn't mind applying for that job. And they just laughed at me. They said, no, we'd never hire you. Okay, why? I'm qualified, etc. Yeah, I was more than qualified. I could do the job. I think I freelance doing the job for them part-time. And I'm not going to hire you because you're not going to be there. We want somebody that's going to be there for the next 2 years. You might be there a couple of months, you'll get bored, you'll disappear. Or you get a better job offer, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. You know what? They were 150% right. I could have done the job easily. But if I had a better job offer, which I would, the money was okay, it wasn't brilliant. So again, somebody offered me better money, I'm just going to disappear for a few weeks. You can't do that if you got a regular job. I've just got this other contract come up, can I disappear for a month? You can't do that. You have to stick at that job as long as you're on that job. And this is what a lot of employers are looking for. They're looking for consistency in their employees. So this is where, if you're coming from a freelance background, trying to get a corporate job or a regular job, it can be problematic, because the recruiters will look at you and say, you know what, we're not going to hire you for this job because we want somebody to be here for a long time. And as soon as you get a better job offer, you're going to disappear. The other thing is, and this has been said to me before, when I was looking for work, when I was trying to get in with other people, is the trouble is you're going to get bored on, yes, you have the qualifications, yes, you can do the jobs, no problems, and I always had good references, yes, you can do the job, but you'll get bored with the job in a short period of time. It's a regular job, regular hours. You have to turn up on time, etc. Well, I always turn up on time, but you're going to be turning up for the next how many, they want you to turn up for the next how many years, and do the same thing every day. Well, virtually the same thing every day. So this is where you could be overqualified for the job because you have got too much experience, and people are going to think, and a recruiter is going to look at it and say, well, yeah, you've got too much experience for that job, and you're not going to like the job. You'll soon be bored with the job. You'll be causing problems on the job, or you just find another job. So this is where, when you're going for, if you need a job, if you want to work for other people, if you want that corporate security job, or this regular security job, it can even come down into residential security jobs. You have to tone things down a bit. You have to think about how you're going to approach the recruiters. And the best thing is to say, look, I've settled down. I want the quiet life. I've had enough of doing the contracting work. I just want a regular paycheck. And I think that's your best approach. If you're in an area where there are multiple companies, etc., as I was in London, you're better off going to how many companies and saying, look, I'll just freelance for you. When you get something that could be of use, give me a call. And freelance for a few companies on residential jobs, CP jobs, etc. And that way you can fit things into your schedule. The only trouble is not scheduling work too far in advance, where if you get a decent job come up, you're going to have to cancel on people, which people don't like. The other thing is, a lot of companies do not like ambitious people. And the sad fact is, the reality is, and I like it, that most people, once they're getting into the close protection business, if you're in the close protection business, you want to be ambitious. I like ambitious people. Why? Because they're motivated, they push. A lot of companies don't like that. Why? Because they don't want ambitious people turning up and looking at the jobs they've already got in place and saying, look, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. You have to be respectful to employers if you want a job, because it's their job. I've done jobs over the years, and maybe when I was younger and a little bit more, well, I'm always an asshole. So a little bit more of an asshole when I was younger. I was like to people, okay, you're doing this wrong. You could do this right, you could do that right. People that's running jobs don't want to hear that. It's their job. And if things are working for them, it's quiet, it's comfortable, nothing happens, everybody gets paid, it's a sleepy life. So sleepy time, chill, enjoy, that's it. They don't want people turning up, shaking things up for them. If you're ambitious in the close protection business, investigations business, working for other people is going to be problematic. As I said, people don't want ambitious people around. They can cause issues, and people will see that will think that you're going to be trying to steal their contracts. Your only option is to set up your own company, go self-employed, find your own contracts, etc. And you might find it easier, you might find it easier getting contracts if you're subcontracting to other companies than actually being an employee. Why? It's a different structure. Yes, you have to sign agreements, well, you should be signing agreements, etc., but you're a subcontractor, you're not an employee, which can make things a lot easier as far as employment contracts and employment status. So as far as people being overqualified for jobs in the day, and I've heard how many people say, I don't know how you can be overqualified for a job. I can see how you can be overqualified for a job. A job is just not suitable for you because you have too much experience for that job. The job is below you, and if people employ you, you're not going to be there too long because you'll be getting bored and moving on. Or people are just intimidated by the fact you have a lot more experience than they do. So just my thoughts on something which is a common issue. So follow me along on social media. I have an array of videos up. A lot of videos up at the moment on, we prefer LinkedIn, also Instagram, and also we back things up on YouTube. I also have an array of books up on Amazon that talk about various aspects of security business, close protection business, investigation, kidnap, ransom, crime fiction, etc. And we're going to have more videos coming up in the near future. More videos, more articles, and a couple more books coming up in the new year, which is tomorrow. So follow me along, and if you're connected with me and you've got any questions, feel free to reach out, and when I have time I will get back to you and answer your questions. But in the meantime, be good, stay safe, stay out of trouble. And if you're struggling to find work, if you're struggling to find regular employment, think about what I said here. Tone things down a little bit on your CV and your approach when you're going to interviews. You don't want to be too ambitious.